Hey Toy Collectible fans, this is Fly Guy for TekSushi.com. We're taking a look at this bad boy today, the Hot Toys 12-inch 1/6 scale collectible exclusive, Sideshow exclusive version of Iron Man Mark 43. This is a die-cast 1/6 scale figure. I'm going to skim through this because there's just tons to cover on this. MMS 278 is the code for this, and it's just e-beauty. Cool box, a couple of small gripes from Sideshow that I've got to mention, but other than that, it's a stunning figure. Really, really cool. So the rest of the box has a printed piece with a plastic laminate over the top, very similar to previous Hot Toys, War Machine, and a few others. So there's some of the details. You can't really see it because of the reflection, but all the usual kind of names are on there. JC Hong is down there as the head sculptor and head painter and so forth. So some of the best Hot Toys are back again doing something very nice. The bottom of the box has a very kind of vein-like computer chipboard. You can just about see it on camera. Kind of silver effect on there, but it's a beautiful piece and just gorgeously done overall. The Avengers logo on the top and the side, and I love the little Iron Man logo just on the side there, that little piece on the plastic. So very cool packaging. Unfortunately, mine got a little bit of a bash in the post, and I've had a word with this to Sideshow before. They will not add any extra packaging to the outer shipper, so mine came a little torn at the side there and a little bashed from there. So not too impressed by Sideshow, because again, I've asked them this before, that the packaging is just as important, and quite frankly, didn't really care. They just wanted to send my next package faster or something, I don't know. So I just wish they'd package it a little better. But there you go, that's the way it is if you want to get these damn things. So inside the pack, quite a few other features. Again, a lot of talk. We'll go through. Probably the best place to start actually is the instructions. If you don't read these things, you could be in a lot of trouble. A lot of these parts, this is a Hot Toy, if you're brand new to these figures, super articulated figures, but with tons of moving parts and small, very easily unbreakable pieces. Again, I'll take you through and show you these in just a minute. First of all, just a few things. Again, there are some serious annoyances with this figure. Unfortunately, even though you pay a lot of money for this, it is a pain in the ass to change the batteries as usual. You get a tiny little screwdriver and very easy to damage the thread to get into certain components, as you'll see there. It's just, yeah, it can be a bit of a challenge, this thing. I really wish Hot Toys would change their system that they have for batteries and go back to the simple way where you could just, you don't have to take the damn head off every time you want to turn a switch to turn the lights on. It's a major gripe. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily have them on all the time, but it's really, really fiddly. So not fun, I have to say. So not too chuffed with that, unfortunately, either. But those main gripes aside, everything else is pretty awesome looking. The stand comes with a kind of scene, or rocky scene from Age of Ultron, basically the citadel, or the city that then the kind of rubble, that's basically where Iron Man's standing across. And also we get a Ultron, a damaged part of the Iron Legion Ultron. This is just showing you some of the areas that you have to get into just to put the batteries in. Again, royal pain in the butt trying to get all these in, especially when some of the components have magnets on them up at the head, and the batteries tend to want to stick to the head magnets rather than the actual other parts there. So just focusing on. You can take the chest armor off and have this exposed plate. Frankly, I think it looks terrible, so as I'm sure you will if you get this. But there is no really interchangeable chest armor. You either have it on or it's off, so there's nothing to change it into as such. The shoulder arms are non-detachable, so don't try and move them. Some other bits and pieces in there. This is basically how you get the forearm rocket put onto the figure, and again, it'll show you how to disconnect the figure and pull it all apart. But again, you really got to pay attention to these instructions, because it's very easily breakable, as I will show you. A small part has already came off just by moving the figure very, very slightly. So there is some articulation key points as well. If you lift the figure in certain places, you will get more articulation, particularly on the feet and on the legs and at the waist, and even on the butt. If you click on the butt, you basically get a little bit more extension to the leg. And the legs only go so far up because it's obviously die cast, and metal may scratch with other parts. So you've got to be really, really careful with this. But this is the price of Hot Toys. This is what you get. But again, I sound really negative in this review, but it is actually pretty stunning. So you'll see in just a minute. So lots of cool little features and touches but we'll go through in just a minute. So read these instructions, very, very important. So inside the packaging is another little tray, and it's a polystyrene tray, and there's parts and the swappable helmet. Now this is the exclusive version which comes with a red LED and battle damaged Iron Man Mark 43 helmet. That is now sold out on Sideshow. It's sold out pretty damn quickly. So when we see pre-order these things, you really got to pre-order them. They go incredibly fast. Some of my friends in Hong Kong struggled to get that limited edition. They don't have Sideshow there. It's very difficult for them to get that there. I don't even know whether Sideshow ship there. But yes, you've got to pre-order these things. If you want to buy this, the standard version is still available, so there are some still available. If you want to get the exclusive version, you can join the waitlist. Links are directly below, but I highly recommend if you want the standard version, really, it's perfectly fine. The battle damage mask is really not all it's cracked up for. But I digress. Let's show you this one cool key feature in here, which is the Age of Ultron, basically, Age of Ultron, Iron Legion kind of body component part. Now the head is movable. That does come off, or it's removable, I should say. But very nicely done. Lots of cool weathering and scrapes, and just the dirt feel on this. If you remember in the movie, if you've seen the movie, the lots of tubes and oil spilling out of this guy, and yes, this is all battle damage by someone who throws some kind of acid into the face of one of the Iron Legion. Clearly not very strong, but there we go. So it's got the Iron Legion Avengers logo on there, lots of pipes and soft flexible parts, beautifully done, really damaged in all places. The arm rotates, and that is all you get. It looks as if the rest of the arm is going to do something. It does not. So again, that's why it's worthwhile to read instructions. The hand looks as if it should do something too, but again, it does not. So pay attention to the instructions, because I was ready to just think, this thing can bend here, can't it? And it can't. So yeah, it really does look as if it should bend, but it doesn't according to the instructions. So I'm kind of loath to twist it and bend it, even though I want to. But yeah, I really want to. Anyway, it just looks so articulated there, but it ain't. So you certainly can move this hand up and down and so forth, but it's just all the details gorgeously done. Really nice touches. Weathering and paint on this is exceptional, and this is just the added accessory. This is not even the exclusive aspect to it. This is basically just what comes with the base, but it's gorgeous. Really, really nice. So all sorts of parts and components to it, and a little flat piece there so it can kind of stand a little. But that's all the different parts and pieces. Beautiful colouring again. That red is gorgeously done with a silver wash and then the scrapes on it. So really, really well done. Let's get a look at the figure. Oh, he's a heavy beast. Now this is a die-cast figure. If you're unsure what I mean, it's basically metal. So it's a solid metal component in just about every part of it. Makes it very heavy, so you have to be very careful when you're handling it. Probably should show you some of the accessories, because it's, yeah, we're going to take a little bit of time here, unfortunately. I'm going to try and skim through this as quickly as I can. Now, the swappable or exclusive aspect for this figure is this battle damaged helmet with red eyes. Now, I would show you the light up effect through this, but it is such a royal pain in the ass to get batteries in and out of this thing. So basically what you have to do, take off the front of the mask. You'll see it coming off there. And it's got little, this one doesn't have magnets. It does have magnets. Yep, as you can see, one magnet's already came off there. And it's stuck on the head, a little bit of glue. It's getting a bit sloppy on some of the Hot Toys there recently. They're not being the best of quality of late. Then you've got to take off the damn head and not break it, which has got magnets on it as well. So you've got to take that part off. Then you've got to get a screwdriver out. Then you've got to swap the batteries from this head, pop them in this, and then turn the light on. Put it all back together, pop the head on, just to show it with the lights on. Are you kidding me, Hot Toys? Ain't nobody get time for that stuff. You gotta get your act together here with the light up features. This is just sloppy time. Really, really lazy and bad. I don't know what's going on with this stuff, but the smart thing would be getting the light in the body and reflecting it up somehow through. I find this terrible, really quite annoying when you've spent all this money that you got to muck around with all this nonsense to just get lights on things. They did not used to do this. This was much simpler and smoother in the past. The lights would basically be on the inside the body, and once you put the head up, head on, the lights would just come up from inside the body through that. But Yeah, this is just, it's getting really bad. But as you see, it's just really awkward and hard to get this all together, and what a pain in the ass. However, as an accessory, this is the accessory you get, this scarred red light. So these light up red. It's very briefly seen in Age of Ultron as Iron Man has a kind of vision into the future of everything that's gone wrong. But that is the exclusive piece. Now there's also inside the pack, haven't even opened it yet, so there you go, there is a Tony Stark head. Again, very good likeness of Tony Stark. Looks a little weird up at the top with no hair, but if you remember, this is really how it's supposed to display. There we go. A little like that, I should say. I've not got it quite lined up properly, but that's the way it should display. And this is held on by magnets, so you could lock that down properly if you wanted to, as such, which is actually quite a fine way to display it. Actually, it's probably the way I'll end up displaying it. But it looks gorgeous, really, really nicely done overall. Inside, we've also got quite a few swappable hands. You've got repulsor blasters, which are basically extended out so he can blast. So the hand is one solid piece, and rather than be flat, you can see that a little better if I show you here. There's so many hands in this. So here we go. It's never easy to do a Hot Toys review, it just goes on forever, unfortunately. There we go, there's the repulsor hand, and it's designed as such. There's the part component there, so it obviously sits like that up the way. The other hands, we have little movable parts and aspects there, lots of detail in there, and other little bits and gauntlets and so forth that go onto the figure, which give you options to do that. There is also a forearm missile, which is shown in the instructions. We briefly showed that earlier on. And lots of little parts in there. Very complicated part to kind of get, as you can see there. It's held together by magnets, so it's not broken. But this is how you get it on and off the figure. So a little crazy with this hot toy to really put together. But, again, a stunning piece. So if we show you this a little bit finally after all that. The stand is a hefty beast with the Avengers Age of Ultron Mark 43 on the base there. You have to pull the sticker off. It's so brand new. Just got this weekend, which is beginning to ship, I think, pretty much everywhere globally. But really nice stand, beautiful detail, and of course the movable peg there up and down if you want to display Iron Man on that. And you will need it because he's a damn hefty beast. He really, really is. So getting a look at Iron Man there. Head sculpt, beautifully done again and painted by GC Hong and the guys. You kind of don't really get the justice of this thing, and there's some great photographs from Sideshow. Again, the link directly below the video if you want to go have a look at just the detail on the photographs if you yet haven't seen this. Again, this lights up. If I just pop this on there, you'll see there's the chest plate. If I was to put the light on the helmet here, I'll have to take all this off just to show you. I might as well for completeness while I'm here. But it's beautifully done. The weathering is very well done indeed. Again, as you can see, this is such a pain to get everything, and magnets come off, and yeah, not loving this Hot Toys release recently. Actually, it's getting really tedious to do all this just to get the damn thing to show its lights. I don't know, what do you think about some of these features if you're buying Hot Toys recently? Is it not driving you insane like it is me, just to get the lights on the thing? So we're getting a bit of glare there, but you can see it's really strong LEDs. They light up very well. So does the chest. And again, if I switch on the arm there, just one of them, you'll see it appears on the hand there too. So you get a repulsor blaster going on. So there's plenty of light up features on this. I'll turn this off. It's a little bit too strong on the glare. But in terms of the rest of the figure itself, the weathering, the metallic aspects of it, it is pretty damn beautiful. What's not showing up too well there, it's very hard to get that on camera, is an absolutely gorgeous arc reactor. You kind of can't see that too well, but inside there is the most intricate and beautiful little snowflake-like design inside that arc reactor. It is absolutely gorgeous, so well done. So much detail in there. The chest plate, as we said before, is removable. Quite why you would want to, I do not know, because it's quite an ugly piece underneath. And again, if I can get this off without breaking it, hopefully, you'll see there we go. There's the chest piece. Kind of like ugly, because you get to these huge black holes. So not really the best. This is a plastic piece and non-die cast, but literally everything else is a die cast part. And there we go. If I can get the damn thing in. Yeah, very fiddly. On the back of the figure, you get some flaps. Always about the flaps. There we go. Some cool little effect pop up the back up there. There we go. And there's one of the screws. That's one of the largest screws to get the figure, get the batteries inside. Unfortunately, the ones inside the helmet are incredibly fiddly. As you can see, I'm not too chuffed with the annoyances of this figure. Sorry for moaning, but when you spend this amount of money, you want it to be perfect, and it's just not going to be perfect. But gorgeous gold paint, beautiful black trim, silver. It is beautiful. The colours absolutely pop on this thing. Again, fully articulated. Just about every joint and movement you can imagine works on this figure. One small component did pop off for me. You can just see it down about here. It's a tiny little plastic piece. Again, just the tiniest dot of glue is what they had on there. Again, if you move this figure around too much, things are going to pop off. That's just the way it is. But again, you do get, as you can see there, double joints articulated there. The ankles move incredibly well, very flexible. You can pull them down a little bit for more articulation there. The toes have articulation at the front and back. So there's all sorts of movement going on there where you can really move this guy around. When you press the buttocks, the button at the back there, you can extend the legs down. He does have a fair bit of movement on the waist, but you're not going to want to move this thing around too much because of the potential scraping that you might have on the figure. Other than that, these are the kind of key features. Again, the video's gone long enough as it is, but as you can see, there is a lot to show in this video, and I've barely shown you the figure itself. But tons of parts on it. It is beautiful. Certainly looks great in all the displays. But what a figure, and what a complicated figure in many ways. A lot of intricate parts and fiddly stuff. So you got to be a bit of a die-hard Iron Man fan to get this guy, but he is gorgeous, and he definitely does look good within the rest of the collection. I have to say, having got him, I think I slightly prefer the Mark 42 just a little bit better, but just the one which is more gold from Iron Man 3. But this is still a very nice armour overall. Very cool, and glad to have him. Longest video I think I've ever done. So much to cram into this space, and really hardly even covered half of the features here for Iron Man, so apologies for going on for so long, but what do you think? Let us know in the comments. If you like this Iron Man, do you want to get it? Are you kind of tired of some of these features that Hot Toys have with the lights and the functions? It's driving me insane. Love to hear your thoughts and comments. Please do leave a comment below, and if you're brand new to the channel, click subscribe and we will send you other reviews straight into your inbox. Hopefully a lot shorter than that one. That's it from me. We'll see you for more Hot Toys reviews and other stuff coming up in TekSushi. Coming up soon. Cheers.